This is your boy Carcino here, live from Orlando, Florida, in transition. Just had a great night here in Orlando at the Wood Spring Suites, and now I'm going back. Well, actually, it's Dade City. I don't know if you guys know what that is. Lakeland. Everybody in that area, from Lithia to Tampa to Valrico, Florida's in the house. I've been kicking it out here while it's cold at the crib. I'm like, I don't want to deal with that cold right now. You know what I'm saying? Why I want to do that? Now, let's talk about this tax form. Now, this is supposed to give tax relief and insurance relief for the mid-class employee. Florida's wonderful, man. Wonderful. I just had 2 women. Oh, God. At the same time. Oh, my God. I love Florida. But that's not about the topic of this video. Let's stay focused. Now, the whole thing here is, and baby, if you're listening, I'm just lying. Now, let's get back to this whole focus of the video. No, this is not a Hot Pocket. Very funny, though. Anyway, back to the topic of the video. The reform that Governor Ryan, not even Governor Ryan, Speaker of the House Ryan, that was speaking about is the tax reform bill, which is supposed to give tax relief for the middle income family, and supposed to give tax relief to those guys who can't afford to have insurance, but it's mandated to have it or you pay the penalty, which most people was paying the penalty because the penalty was cheaper than actually getting the insurance, and the young people are not going to get it. They're like, why would I pay all this money for insurance when I don't need it? You know, when you're young, you really don't need it. So, what ended up happening was, I do need some rest, dog. I've been going on like 24 hours straight. But I've been doing 24. If you're going to be doing 24 hours, do 24 hours like I've done 24 hours. It's all worth it. When you got 2 checks at the same time, it's all worth it. I don't care how long I was up. It's all worth it. But that's not about what the tax reform is about. No, see, here's the problem with the tax reform. The tax reform is, and this is what's so weird about it, is that they're going to borrow at least $2 trillion from China, okay, to come here and take care of the 90% of the wealthiest people in the world. 96% of that money go to the wealthiest people in America. So after they split that dividends up, you will get a crumb of that. You won't see anything. So the poor people who nearly needed all the manufacturing jobs, they will not see a dime of this $2 trillion that they're going to get from China. So those jobs are going to be outsourced out to China, to Beijing. That's where you will see the results of this tax financing. I mean, this tax reform. The last time we had this tax reform was Bush. The administration brought in this tax reform. It was supposed to bring in all these jobs. And what happened? It was the biggest economic collapse in the history of this nation in 2008. But it started under his watch in 2005. And it just imploded. Housing market crashed. People losing their jobs around the globe. In 2008, the banks had to bail out the whole government. The government was bankrupt. How does the government goes bankrupt? Whenever the government goes bankrupt, you got a black president, this country is up. Remember, if white people give you something, they don't want it no more. When they start letting blacks become president, they don't want it no more. Donald Trump is president. Don't want it no more. It don't mean nothing. Meaning that today's money is made in the air. It's all pretend. It's all pretend. All them things that are making money now, it's fictitious. It doesn't exist. All social media, cyber, apps, all of these things that don't really exist is generating money. That's it. That's where the jobs are. And ever since 2005, you start seeing more and more jobs get dissolved and 30,000 people laid off because they don't need all these people to do the job. They'll just close the thing down and put it online. Newspapers are not selling, but they go online and make a website and be like, look, read it online. So you don't have the paper boy delivering your paper no more because nobody's buying the paper no more. They can just read it online. Why would you go buy a paper when you can read it online? You don't need a physical copy that you gotta throw away when you can just go online, click it off, and be done with it. Read the same thing online. So what that did was throw a big blow into the marketing and to the world. The world changed since 2001 when it was the big tech burst in Silicon Valley. Now Silicon Valley, that property market went up and everything else dropped. That let everybody know that there was a big crunch that was going to happen around the globe. As you start seeing companies, like I told you, Circuit City, Silo, all these electronic shops, Radio Shack, Blockbuster, all these video stores started closing down. And they started going online. That was their last resort before they went out of business. Netflix put them out of business. Redbox put them out of business. By the time Blockbuster caught on and got onto the game, it was over. They were already behind. The tech world was winning. The physical world was losing. Why pay money for all these physical addresses where people are just buying stuff online and having it shipped? They're not going to go through the process of buying it, grabbing it, wrapping it, taking it to somebody's house. They like, screw that. I'm going to buy it here online and have it shipped. They're going to be responsible for all of it. I'm going to pay for the shipping and handling, and I don't care. All this cyber currency, Bitcoin, crypto, all of these things don't exist. It's fictitious. It's like stock. It has no physical matter whatsoever, but yet it is the currency. The #1 economic growth in this system, in this world, used to be U.S. Steel and General Motors. When Detroit was at its high peak, is when that happened. When Detroit, the city, went bankrupt, is because that is a city that is about manufacturing. When you shut down these shops, there's no CNC jobs no more. They're all overseas. I know for a fact because my cousin makes too much money. He has too much certification that they won't even hire him for a lower paying job. His job dictates he gets $45 an hour. He has that many certifications. He's done CNC work in China. He got married in China. Why? Because that's where the jobs are in China. So this tax reform is only for the rich. This is only going to help rich folks. It's not going to help you middle class people. It's not meant to help you middle class people or the poor people or the manufacturing people, which means that we're going to be headed right back to another bankruptcy very soon because it's screwed up. This has become a place of distribution, not manufacturing. And once that has happened, your country is dead. Once you become a distributor and not a manufacturer, you become a hoe. You don't make anything. We don't make anything here anymore. Made in the USA is a farce. Everything is made in China, Mexico, Canada, everywhere else except for here. We just distribute it. Walmart is the biggest company in the United States of America, and they don't make anything. Not one product. So this tax reform is only for the rich. It's not for the poor. As everything usually is. So now that you know the real, you got it from Carcino, live and direct. And a lot of people are going to be like, man, Carcino, you make a lot of sense. Even when you buzzed and just had two women at the same time, I'll be like, ching. Definitely. Always on point. Internet people are making stores just for the fun of it. They're like, well, let's have a physical address. Just so people can see it and be like, for those guys who want to shop, physical evaluation for a little app that got bought for like $245 million. $245 million. The guy who invented Twitch, I know him. So the guy that paid everybody who invented Twitch before it was sold, who came up with the idea for Twitch, he started Justin TV. And you know who was on Justin TV? Everybody. He had boxing. Justin TV was into boxing first. He came to us because we got BoxingSocialist.com. So he used to put live streaming of boxing games and then let everybody live stream. And then this guy would live stream himself playing video games. And live streaming his guy playing video games, all the people who was doing that, it was making so many hits. They were like, oh my God, we're getting so much money off this. We're gonna just stop the whole boxing and everything else they had going. They used to just put a camera in the gym and just let people record and let it stream all day long. And we would take the link and put it on our boxing site and let it stream all day long. We have a live stream for live boxing, live sparring in the gym, and people could come in and watch whenever they wanted on Boxing Socials. We used to have that on Justin TV. He made $5 million in 1 year off Justin TV. He said, whoa, this is crazy. We're making too much money. And it was the video games. So they decided we're just gonna do straight video games. And it's like, we're gonna pay you to play video games. The money people were gonna do that anyway, but now you're gonna pay them? They're like, bet, we're gonna play a video game anyway. They were making so much money, they didn't want it to stop. So by offering them to pay people, they were like, look, we'll pay you if you play video games. And the people who play the most and got the most people watching, they're gonna get the most money. When they did that, it was genius, because they never really specified how much they were gonna pay. These guys didn't care anyway, they're gamers. They were just doing it for the people being online anyway. They were doing it for free, for nothing. So now this became a business, a super mega business, that they sold the company for almost $1 billion, like $900 million in cash. They took the money And they sold the company to Spotify or whoever owns it, Amazon. They sold it to them and got out the business. 900 million. He sold it and they got out. Now the company's gonna be worth way much more when they changed the company name to Twitch. They changed their name to Twitch and they made the company a fortune. And next thing you know, they sold it to like Amazon or whatever, got like 900 million in cash and got out. Now what they're gonna miss is the fact that this company's gonna continuously make money. Sorry, but it is. It's gonna continuously make a lot of money. Now this thing's gonna make like billions of dollars every year. And these fools got out. But I knew the guy who got in it, he was just in it for money anyway. So now that he made his money, he gonna be kicking himself down the road when he realized, man, I might have a lot of money for the rest of my life, but when I die, my kids and everything else, that's it. They got nothing else. They gotta come up with something else. He turned over all that revenue. But we know him. You know what I'm saying? He started with us. He was making nothing. And just like that, he went from 5 million in a year. 5 million in a year on accident. By accident, he made 5 million in a year. No, he's a white guy, not black. Made 5 million in a year on accident. He never sought anything out about video games. That was never the plan. Somebody decided to stream their video game while they were playing, and they got a lot of hits, and that started making a lot of money for them. And then another guy started doing it, and then it was 4 guys. Then Justin TV was making a lot of money off those video game streams, and they're like, man, we're making a killing on these video game streams. Then they just stopped completely and went exclusive video game streams. And they're like, look, we're gonna shut everything down and go exclusive video games. That's it. We're not doing anything else. So we're gonna come up with a whole new channel. Justin TV is gone. We're gonna come up with something else entirely new. And what it was entirely new? What else? Twitch. So I'm at the point now, what more can I say? Yeah, it's $1 billion company now. Now the people that bought it, like Amazon and all those guys, they're gonna make a killing. Every year they're gonna make a killing. Every year. Why these guys just gave it up for money. So this is why I tell you, all this stuff is accidental. Nobody really knows anything. It's all experimental. Everything is cyber. It doesn't exist. It's not physical. You can't even touch it. You can't manufacture it. You cannot touch Twitch. But yet, it has a building, has a company, has a corporation that owns it. Bam. Making money off nothing. Anyway, it's your boy Carcino. I'm out. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button. And make sure you click all so you can get all the notifications. I'm still out here, baby. See me with no coat on. I'm passing aquariums and stuff. I'm out here rolling, man. Straight rolling.